of the current misdemeanor cases on our calendar this morning. First of all, if you are a defendant who is appearing in the courtroom or on Zoom, please remember these two following rights. You have a right to remain silent about the facts and circumstances of your case. Anything you choose to share in open court, whether it is on Zoom or whether it's in the courtroom, your statements are not only going to be recorded, but they're also going to be used against you in the treatment of your case. So if you're a defendant, please be cognizant that let your attorney speak for you. The other thing is you have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one and you do qualify, we can appoint counsel to represent you from either the public defender's office or from the conflict defense list. I have a few people in the courtroom with counsel. On the Zoom, for those of you who are appearing via Zoom, from the comfort of your home or your home office, first of all, there are a couple of simple rules. Whether you are in your home office or your home, you are still in an actual courtroom. So please conduct yourself as if you're in an actual courtroom. There shall be no eating, drinking, smoking. You're not supposed to be driving. You're supposed to be appropriately dressed. And one thing also we don't do when we're in an actual courtroom, you don't get to walk about. So if you still have to find a spot to sit on, please stop your video and find that spot, and then we will move forward accordingly. All right, we have, if any of the attorneys, whether you're in the courtroom or whether you're on Zoom, if you would like an opportunity to confer with the prosecution, we have two prosecutors on Zoom. One is Ms. Sarita Githiea, and then the other person is going to be Angela Waldrop, who's going to join us shortly.
If I may, Your Honor, Ms. Waldrop is going to be appearing in person.
Oh, she is. Okay,
yes,
excellent.
So we could just hold for her announcements. Yes.
All right. Okay, Ms. Rothman. Yes. Did you want to wait to speak to Ms. Waldrop? Like magic, here she is. Okay. All right. As soon as Ms. Waldrop settles in, we'll give everyone an opportunity to confer with her. All right. Thank you. Counsel, did you have a question?
Yes, Judge. I've got Mr. Kevin Vander's on this morning. I don't know if this solicitor will be handling the case going forward, or if it's still Ms. Julia Casadat.
Well, right now you can speak to the prosecutors who come to the courtroom addressing the status of the misdemeanor cases on the calendar. Because you spoke to a different prosecutor, maybe on a prior calendar, doesn't necessarily mean you can't confer with the current prosecutor. If there have been representations made in the past, you can definitely confer that with the current prosecutor. All right? Understood. And who was your client again? Vantries. Okay.
I just want to stop the reason. I'm not going to step out of line on the count.
Yeah, okay.
Judge, I've got 3 cases.
Yep, I'm going to be getting to the Zoom. Just let me take care of the attorney cases here, then I'm going to bounce to the Zoom matters. Have you received an offer at all for your client?
Received an offer? The answer, yes. Discovery does not look like it's moving.
Okay.
That's the one. There's something in discovery that I need that's going to be dispositive as to which way.
All right. Ms. Githiea, position 45, is that your section of cases?
That's actually Ms. Casadakis' case.
Okay, so which will be Ms. Waldrop. All right. All right, I'm going to reset the case, but if you want to confer with Ms. Waldrop before you run away. All right. And so I'm going to reset it to the next plea calendar, which is going to be May 10th at 1:30 p.m. in person.
Same courtroom, Judge?
Same courtroom.
Thank you so much. I'll hang tight till the end of the calendar.
All right.
Thank you.
Counsel? Yes, sir. Good morning.
I'm actually covering 2 cases for Mr. Rosenblum today.
Okay, let's start with position 5, I think. Robert S. Benson.
Right. He had leave file, and we didn't hear back on whether we were excused. So sent me down here.
We're gonna go ahead and reset to, May 10th at, 1:30 PM, and that's going to be a final plea calendar. All right,
Your
and
Honor, I
what's,
could not hear, is that Mr. Rosenblum speaking?
counsel, why don't you go to this podium? That way you'll be, Ms. Githia.
He's speaking on Mr. Benson, correct?
This
No,
is
this-
Attorney Mike Barber.
Okay. No, I didn't hear what you said.
That, I got you.
We can hear you. Go ahead, sir.
The other one I have for Mr. Rosenblum is Jerome Aniki.
No, if we
Alright.
can just go back to Mr. Benson, I didn't hear what you said about Mr. Benson's case.
So Mr. Rosenblum filed a leave for this week. And I don't, unfortunately didn't, I just got back from leave yesterday. So I didn't have time to review these cases to properly prep to be Mr. Rosenblum today. So I was asking that the leave be honored.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to reset these cases to the final plea calendar, at 1:30 PM.
Yes, Judge.
Courtroom 333. The next case was,
Aniki, I believe he's on the afternoon calendar. though.
is, and this is, on the show cause calendar, Jerome Aniki, position number 1. And I'm going to go ahead and reset that to, May 10th at 1:30 PM.
And are these your cases, Ms. Githia, or are they?
Yeah, they're both mine.
They're both yours. All right. So I can email you, I can have him email you about these on Monday.
Yes,
Sure.
I've already emailed him. He has
Oh, you
everything.
have?
Yes, I have.
Okay. I apologize. I didn't know that.
That's okay. Were those the only two?
Those are my only two, Judge.
All right, so you have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too.
Folks, those who are appearing via Zoom, Avi Amin, please start your video and mute your screen. Avi Amin. All right, mute your screen, but start your video. Thank you. Ms. Rothman, yes, ma'am. Who, oh, you need to come here so that, Ms. Githia could hear your case.
My client is Nidra Wright,
Wright?
W. Starts with, I filed a waiver of her presence.
Yeah.
We just need to get on a motions calendar for that, Your Honor.
All right.
And that's Ms. Casadakis' case.
My motions calendar is going to be June 21st at 1:30 PM.
Thank you, Your Honor. And that's my only case, my big excuse.
Yes, thank you,
Thank
Ms.
you.
Rothman. Have a great weekend. June 21st at 1:30. All these resets are in person, okay? Client and attorney. All right. Are there any other private attorneys in the? Oh,
Yes.
good morning. Yes.
Good morning, Your Honor. Howard Weintraub.
Morning, Mr. Weintraub. I'm actually addressing attorneys in the courtroom and then I'm
Oh, I
going to address-
apologize, Your Honor.
No problem, no problem. Yes,
Nice
good
to see
morning.
you, Your Honor.
You too.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Abril Cisneros for Ms. Huguette Clairvaux. We're actually
Clairvaux?
doing a, yeah,
Could you give me the last name again, please?
Clairvaux, CLER.
Got it.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. And what are you asking?
We're doing a plea today.
Okay, and I believe I have is she present in the courtroom?
No, she's still trying to find the place.
Indra? Okay, so as soon as she gets here, and I'll take a break during the status call to take the plea.
All right, thank
All
you.
right, thank you. And Ms. Waldrop, this is going to be your case?
That's mine, Your Honor.
Oh, Ms. Githia? Okay. Are there any other private defense counsel in the courtroom? And if you're ready to make an announcement, please come to the podium because this is a hybrid proceeding.
Good
morning.
morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Rob Schnappmeyer for Matthew McGinn. Mr. McGinn is here. We should have a negotiated plea if the court is inclined to take that today.
We has your client already completed the plea paperwork?
No, Your Honor, we were kind of wandering around. We couldn't find the courtroom. I apologize. We're a few minutes late.
No problem. All right, this is position 30 and you're ready to proceed with the plea. Is this going to be Ms. Githia or Ms. Waldrop's case?
Ms. Waldrop's.
Okay. All right, Mr. Schnettmeyer,
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Waldrop is going to email to you.
Okay,
Is that your co-counsel? No? Okay, all right. To you, the plea paperwork, and it will be a DocuSign process. And
okay,
you and your client can go over that on your smart device,
Okay.
iPad or whatever. Y'all can step outside to do that.
very
And
good.
as soon as it's completed, you can, I think once it's DocuSign, it's emailed forward to both the prosecution and the clerk's office. I'll get a printout and then we are ready to move forward.
There was one issue that I needed to show a piece of paper or talk about an issue of insurance on the vehicle, Your Honor. Would I be able to? speak
You'll
to
be
the
able to
prosecutor?
confer with Ms. Waldrop as soon as she gets an opportunity.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so we're gonna hold for your particular case,
Thank you, Your Honor.
okay? Counsel, yes, good
Morning, Your Honor.
morning.
James Dutton on behalf of Susan Grant. We were
Susan.
transferred up from Palmetto Municipal Court.
Okay, Grant.
We had the same problem as the other council. We were down in the basement. I think I was above this room a couple times.
Oh, eventually. Only been doing ORCA over here for the last 3 years, okay.
I haven't been
That's
back in this building since mock trial, Your Honor.
Yeah, okay. All right, and is your client here or on Zoom?
She has parked and is having the same adventure that I just had.
No problem.
And I just need to speak with the state. I believe that we can resolve it. I anticipate that.
Okay, I am going to put it as a possible plea for today. And like I said, once you get the information, then they will send you the plea paperwork through DocuSign and we'll take it from there.
Who is the prosecutor that I should speak with?
Ms. Waldrop? Position
That's
18.
mine, Your Honor.
Oh, Ms. Githia? Okay. Ms. Githia, this is Mr. James Dutton, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and he's in the courtroom. And if you, well, since you're not on Zoom,
Right.
she will need to get your email. If you can give your card to Ms. Essence here,
Yes,
she will put that in the chat to Ms. Githia for position number 18. All right, and if you please hold until your client appears and then let her know what's the status of the case.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Are there any other private defense counsel in the courtroom? All right. Let's see, Mr. Childress, good morning.
Let me unmute. Good morning, Judge.
All right,
Always a
sir.
pleasure to see you.
Thank you, likewise.
I have received, my client should be online. She is in Nevada. I am in North Carolina.
And I'm here in Sad Little Atlanta. So what's your client's name, please?
Oh, I'm sorry. My apologies. That's Donna Johnson. She was number 22
Got it?
a week or two ago. And I received an offer from Miss Guthier on Wednesday. We're both out of town. I want to have an opportunity to chat with her. And the email I received also indicates that discovery was shared with me in April of last year, and I've done a search of my computer, my laptop files, and I don't see it. So I would ask her to resend that to me.
Okay. I can reset your case to May 10th at 1:30 p.m. for a possible plea.
That would be excellent.
Okay. And is your client going to be able to come down here in person or would it have to be Zoom?
It may have to be a Zoom. It would, whatever we work out is going to be a plea in absentia realistically.
All right. So right now it's reset for May 10th, 2023 at 1:30 p.m. And Ms. Githia, if you can resubmit the information to Mr. Childress, and then we can take it up at that time.
Okay, will do.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Childress. Do you have another case?
No, ma'am, that's all.
All right. Yes, you may. Have a great weekend.
Thank you so much.
All right.
I'll get with you, Ms. Guthier, probably within the next 2 weeks anyway.
Okay.
All right. Ms. Donna Johnson, you're free to go. Melanie Elwanger?
Good
Yes,
morning.
Ms. Elwanger, good morning. Who's your client, please?
I have two cases, Your Honor. I have Avi Amin, A-M-I-N.
Yes, Avi Amin, yes. And how are we proceeding with Mr. Amin?
Thank you, Your Honor. We've received discovery and an offer, and we had asked for a motion state, please.
Okay, and that's going to be. Oh, I have an earlier date. Okay, I should have given that to Ms. Rothman. All right, anyways, you get the earlier date, and that's going to be May 24th at 1:30 p.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, and this is an in-person proceeding, so please be sure that you and your client are here in courtroom G33. We've got a couple of people still missing in action around the building, so maybe a 3-day tour might help. Okay.
I get lost every time, Your Honor.
All right.
Uh,
Okay.
My second case is Ethan Craig.
Mm-hmm.
And Your Honor, Ms. Githia and I were playing phone tag about that case. I do have discovery and an offer. I think we need to pre-try it. And I believe this case will not be a trial, and he's in Chicago permanently.
Okay, is he on Zoom right now?
He is, Your Honor.
All right. If you need to pre-try the case with Ms. Githia, you can please wait, and then the host will eventually place you in a breakout with Ms. Githia. Otherwise, I can reset it to the final plea calendar on May 10th. Which one would you like to do?
I have a sick toddler here today, so I'll try to hang around until he comes looking for me. But otherwise, the May 10th calendar would be great. And is he allowed to appear virtually since he lives out of state?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Jarrett Mitnick. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you doing?
Doing well, thank you. May I have your client's name?
Yes, ma'am. Dewey Gang, and he's on the call.
Dewey Gain. Is that with the
Sorry, D-A-N-G.
D-A-N-G?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Dang, is he on Zoom?
He is.
All right, sir. And how would we like to proceed?
Judge, I've received discovery and an offer. I would ask for motions.
All right, that would be May 24th.
Judge, may I check my calendar real quick just to make sure I don't have any conflicts?
I have May 24th and June 21st.
I am on leave May 24th, which I thought I was. So I'll take what was the June date? I'm sorry.
June 21st.
That works, Judge.
All right, June 21st, motions calendar at 1:30 p.m.
Thank you, Judge. We'll be there in person.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mitnick. You and your client are free to go.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Weintraub? Yes, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir.
I am position number 4, Gentry Arnett. Mr. Arnett is appearing also by Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, Your Honor, it's been a while since I've appeared in front of you, and I appreciate the opportunity to be in front of you today. We've received an offer yesterday from Ms. Scythia. We've accepted it, Your Honor. I'd like to be placed on your plea calendar. I believe it's May 10 at 1:30. There is one aspect of the plea, Your Honor, that the state and I would like an opportunity to briefly confer with you after you finish your calendar in the breakout room. It should take maybe 2 to 3 minutes, Your Honor. Either way, we're still going to proceed with the plea.
Okay. I have about 51 cases on this calendar this morning. So you're more than welcome to remain on the Zoom. And when I get an opportunity to do a breakout with you and Ms. Githia, that'll be wonderful. But in the meantime, you can mute your screen and stop your video and just potter around until we address your case. Would that be?
I have many other cases I could be working on, Your Honor, and I appreciate that, and I'll just listen out for you.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Mr. Friedman, good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Aaron Friedman, I represent Spencer Williams, who is on Zoom, Judge.
Okay. And
Your Honor,
yes, go ahead.
we have received discovery. We received an offer on Wednesday. If we could please be on a motions calendar, Your Honor, that would be appropriate.
May 24th or June 21st?
June 21st, Your Honor.
All right, June 21st at 1:30 p.m. These are in-person proceedings in courtroom G33 at 160 Prior Street, affectionately referred to as the Charlie Cons building. All right,
Yes,
So-
Your Honor. June the 21st at 1:30 PM.
Yes, sir. All right.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Your Honor. That concludes my business. May we please be excused from this honorable court.
Yes, you are, and enjoy your weekend. You and your client are free to go.
Thank you, Judge.
Folks, I'm literally going through the screen. Mr. Al Johnson, are you counsel, sir? Mr. Al Johnson? All right, Cameron Sally?
Cal Norman, is my client.
Oh, there you are, Mr. Johnson. Yes,
Yes, I'm
okay.
sorry.
Cal Norman, okay.
Kyle Norman.
Kyle Norman, position
Yes.
34. Yes, sir. And how are we proceeding?
We've received an offer and I would like to discuss that with my client. He is presently a guest at Rice Street on a VOP arrest.
Okay.
So I'm not sure exactly. I didn't handle that aspect of his situation. So I'm not sure when he's going to get out from there. But if you could put us on.
Do you have a case number for the case?
For the VOP?
Yes.
No, I do not, because I didn't represent him on that case.
Okay. Do you know if it's in Superior or State Court?
In Superior Court is what I understand.
Okay.
Yeah, I do have a case number. It's 24
PV?
PV, yes, 000347.
Okay. If the case is, if the underlying, that PV stands for the VOP case number, but if the underlying case is in Superior Court, you would need to consult with the clerk's office to get that scheduled on the calendar before the judge responsible for that case. If that underlying case is in the State Court of Fulton County, you can ask for the case to be scheduled on any of our Tuesday or Thursday 9 o'clock Zoom calendars.
Yes, Your Honor, but I'm not representing him on the VOP.
Understood, but
Okay.
that is a process in which you can at least get to even address this particular case, this DUI case
Very well.
with the same prosecution office and with you on the 9 o'clock SAP calendars, which are held on Tuesdays or Thursdays via Zoom. Otherwise, you will be waiting for this case to be addressed while he sits on his PV matter. Like I said, if the underlying case is in Superior Court, you would need to confer with the clerk's office to get it on that particular calendar before the division judge. If it's in State Court, in other words, if the underlying case has a CR designation, then it can be addressed on our Tuesday or Thursday probation cases.
Very well, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
All right. Meanwhile, I'm going to reset this to June 7th status calendar. That's going to be at 9 a.m., just like this calendar, pending whatever happens with regards to whoever is representing him in the probation case.
Very well, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
All right, sir. Thank you. You're free to
Yes.
go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Sally, yes, sir?
Good morning, Judge. I'm here for Notorious Rosser.
Rother?
Rosser, Rosser. I believe
Oh, I
it's
see.
position 40. Mhm.
Yeah.
We have received an offer and we've received video discovery, but I do not believe we have paper discovery.
Who's the prosecution here? Okay, can you make the microphone closer to you, please? And is it on?
It's on now, Judge.
Okay. Miss Angela Waldrop is the prosecutor assigned presently. Miss Waldrop?
Yes, Judge, that would have been filed via e-file. So I'm not sure why it is they aren't able to access that, but that's where the paper discovery would be.
Okay, in the e-file, got it.
Okay, so, what would you like to do this morning, Mr. Sally?
If we could get put on a plea calendar, I believe that would be fantastic.
Okay, that would be May 10th at 1:30 PM, in-person proceeding.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you and your client
all
are
I-
free to go. Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Dennis Murphy?
Morning, Judge.
Morning, sir.
I have 3 matters on for today.
Which case?
First one is Keith Hans Miller.
32, okay.
And my announcement is, if we can set that to the trial calendar,
All right, jury or bench?
jury.
All right, it will be scheduled for July 9th at 9 AM.
Noted. The next one I have is, last name is Hinton, Hinton, Effie Hinton.
Hinton, all right. Let's see. I'm sorry, I'm rifling through all these pages over here. And position 20. Yes, Mr. Murphy?
And that's the same announcement, trial calendar, jury.
All right, July 9th at 9 AM. And that's for a jury trial. All right,
Yes.
your next case?
The last one is, last name is Mann, Mann, Amira Mann, who should be in the courtroom this morning.
Is there a Mr. Mann in the,
It would be Amira Mann.
oh, it's a female. Okay, yes, Miss Mann is present. And what's the announcement?
Announcement of, we can go on the final plea calendar. I just gotten the tape, so I'll be looking at that. And we'll
All
make a
right. Miss Mann, your next court date is going to be May 10th at 1:30 PM. All right, you're free to go.
That's all I have, Your Honor. Appreciate your
All right.
time.
You appreciate your time too. Thank you, Mr. Murphy. You're free to go. All right, folks. Miss Ada Lien, good morning. Which case do you have involving a request for an interpreter?
Your Honor, I have Martina Rivera, that's position 38.
Could you sound up for Miss Rivera?
Yes, Martina Rivera, por favor, si está presente, déjenos saber, ya sea en Zoom o en la sala. What I understood about the email, Your Honor, was that her and her attorney were going to be in person when they requested the interpreter, so I don't know.
Martina Rivera, are you in the courtroom? Martina Rivera on Zoom, please unmute. All right, please hold,
Sure.
Madam Interpreter, and then we'll find out what's happening.
Yeah, Your Honor, and I wasn't requested for other positions, but I mean, they have Spanish names. I don't know if they're gonna need an interpreter, but I mean, if you want
Is that Jose Alvarado?
Yes, Jose Alvarado.
Mr. Alvarado, do you need the assistance of a Spanish interpreter?
Señor Alvarado, ¿necesita la ayuda de un intérprete? Por favor, déjenos saber.
No, ma'am, I'm done.
Okay. Your Honor, and there was another one, position 15, Figueredo Marilola.
Marilola Figueredo.
Marilola Figueredo, si si necesita intérprete, por favor, déjenos saber, active su micrófono y déjenos saber.
Yes, I'm present and I do not need an interpreter.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, there was another one, Garcia Trujillo Eflego, and I think that was position 16, right below that one before.
Position 16. Alfego Garcia Trujillo.
Ajá, García Trujillo Elfego, si necesita intérprete, por favor, déjenos saber. Active su micrófono y déjenos saber.
All right, there's no sound, so
Okay.
we'll just hold for that one case that's been there. All right, Miss Susan Miller, attorney?
Your Honor, if I may go back to position 15, Miss Figueroa.
Yes.
I have that her attorney filed a leave of absence.
I'll get back to that in a few
Okay.
moments, okay?
Okay.
Ms. Miller, who is your
Yes.
client?
Good morning, Judge. I have Shanae Armstrong, and she is on the Zoom platform.
All right, and how would we like to proceed?
I just received discovery and an offer from the state. I'd like to be placed on a motions calendar. I do have a conflict for May, so if I could be placed on the June motions calendar.
All right, my June 21st motions calendar is fast filling up, so I think I may have reached the brink. So this is going to be June 21st at 1:30 p.m. in-person proceeding.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. You're free to go.
Your
Yeah,
Honor.
yes.
And I'm sorry, Melanie Elwanger, and I hate to interrupt, but I'm noticing your calendar is filling up. And on May 24th, I actually have a filed leave. That's where we put Avi Amin for motions.
Who was Avi Amin? Yes, May 24th. Yep. What about it?
I have a filed leave that day, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. Then the next few cases, you better want the June 24th. Yours is now June 21st at 1:24, at 1:30, sorry. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Now, what was the next case? Miss Miller, you and your client are free to go then. We'll see you on the 21st of June.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, folks, I don't see any more private defense attorneys whom I've not addressed unless I'm completely missing you out. If Mr. Toll, yes, sorry, sir. It's like watching Hollywood Squares and trying to pick the attorneys out of the milieu. Okay.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Yes, I'm representing Chris Shell. We have a negotiated plea. We're ready to, not to today, but on the next plea calendar, I guess May 10th at 1:30.
Did you say Shell?
Yes, Chris Shell.
Oh, with a C. Okay.
SCHELL.
Yes, I got it. Position 41. And is he present?
He is present.
Okay. And you want to go on the motions calendar or the final?
No, this will
plea
be
calendar?
we have a negotiated plea for your consideration.
Oh, for today. Excellent. Okay.
No, not for today. No, for May the 10th, please.
May the 10th. Okay.
Yes.
Just want to be sure. Thank you.
All right.
Final plea calendar, May 10th at 1:30 p.m. in person.
Could we do that by virtual?
You can do virtual. Most of the
Okay.
time we like to do it in person just to make sure that you have the documents ready.
We'll
So
have the
if-
documents ready for sure.
All right, so if you plan to do it virtually, please make sure you get the documents from the assigned prosecutor. Is that going to
Will do.
be Ms. Githia today?
Yes.
That'll be mine, Judge.
Ms. Waldrop or Ms. Kassidakis. So
Okay.
make sure you have those documents ready to be sent to the clerk's office at least the day before the calendar.
Absolutely. Thank
All
you.
right.
Ma'am. My client and I be excused.
Yes, sir. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Any other private counsel on Zoom? This will be the time to chime in. Okay. Are there any private counsel who just arrived? Okay, come over to the podium. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be taking up the rest of the cases in about 2 minutes. Please hold. Ms. Githia, we're going to address position 11. Ms. Githia, you there?
Yes, okay, yes, I'm sorry, yes.
All right. All right, this is State versus Huguette Clairvaux, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Case number 21 CR 3691G. Ms. Clairvaux, you've been advised of your right to remain silent and your attorney is going to be, could you give me your last name again, please?
Attorney Obril Cisneros.
Cisneros, right? Okay, thank you. I have Lana Joseph here. So,
Oh, yeah.
Okay, sorry. Ms. Cisneros is going to be representing you and attending this proceeding today. This is going to be a negotiated plea hearing. So may I place you under oath? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Okay.
You need to say yes or no.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, there's a microphone there. So we'll just need to make sure that you are heard because this is a recorded proceeding. All right? And you can put your hand down, ma'am.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Ms. Clairvaux was originally accused of reckless driving, driving under the influence of drugs, failure to maintain lane or improper lane change, and impeding traffic flow. Ms. Githier, what is the state's recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor, we're proceeding only on the impeding traffic flow, and she is to complete one defensive driving course. The remaining charges will be dismissed. Does the defense stipulate to the facts, venue, and ID?
Mrs. Cisneros?
Yes.
All right.
Thank you. Nothing further from me, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Clairvaux, is Clairvaux your last name?
Yeah,
Okay. Have you consumed any medicine or alcohol?
no,
And have you understood the proceedings so far? Have you understood what's been going on in your case?
yes, yes,
All right. Have you spoken to your attorney? Ms. Cisneros, the lady seat standing next to you?
yeah.
All right. Who is your attorney? You can point to her.
Shit.
Okay. All right. You understand that there's only one charge against you. That's for impeding traffic flow.
Yes,
And you'll be required to do a defensive driving class.
yes,
Are you prepared to plead guilty to that charge today?
yes,
And do you understand that if you plead guilty today, you will not get the chance to go back to court and have a trial in front of a judge or a jury? You will not get the chance to be able to confront your accuser, have the assistance of your attorney to be able to challenge the evidence brought against you, to be able to present your own defenses, arguments, and factors, and also have the prosecution carry its burden to prove the charges against you beyond a reasonable doubt. Are you prepared to give up these rights?
yes,
How do you plead to impeding traffic flow?
yes.
How do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
All right. Your sentence is going to be completing a defensive driving class. The remaining charges are going to be null prost, basically closed out. And Ms. Githier, you will submit the null pros on the remaining charges?
I will do that momentarily.
Thank you. Ms. Cisneros, has your client completed the defensive driving class?
Yes, she has, Your Honor, and I have the paperwork.
Thank you. Okay, I'll consider this sentence completed and the case closed. You're free to go.
Thank you, Your
Thank
Honor.
you so much.
Thank you. Essence, these are three out here. Okay, Miss, I think it was Lola Figueredo. All right, Miss Figueredo, yeah, your attorney has submitted a request for leave of absence. Miss Githier, is that your case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, could you give me just a rough idea of where this case stands right now? Position 15.
Yes.
Has
The
an offer been?
discovery was shared with him back in 2023 that he does have all the discovery.
Okay.
Offer was sent to him earlier this week. I'm
All
not
right.
seeing if we've had any discussion about this.
Okay. I'm going to reset this to the May 10th, 1:30 p.m. final plea calendar. Ms. Figueredo, please advise your attorney, if you speak to him prior to the next proceeding, that the case is rescheduled to May 10th at 1:30 p.m. And this is typically an in-person proceeding. Will you be able to attend in person?
Yes, I will. Mhm.
All
And
right,
will that
One-
be in your courtroom there on Prior Street?
that would be correct.
Okay.
G33.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. You're free to go.
Thank you. Have a nice weekend.
You too. Don't forget the eclipse. Oh. Thank you. You're free to go. All right. Do I have any counsel who've just joined the Zoom or joined the courtroom? Okay.
And then also on position 1, Mr. Alvarado Castro, I'm showing that his attorney, Mr. Bernstein, also filed a leave of absence.
I didn't see that. Do we have a conflict?
Yes, we have a conflict, that was filed on 2/27. And.
Did I already grant it?
You already agreed.
Oh, I already granted that, so that's reset to
Oh.
probably the next status calendar. What calendar is it reset to? Which is gonna be status, that will be June 7th at 9 AM. Okay, let's see if I can address everybody else
I
in
think
the
Mr.
courtroom.
Alvarado, sorry if I mispronounced your name, is still on Zoom.
Okay.
Yes, I am. I'm here.
What about Mr. Alvarado?
You just reset his case to June 7th. I was letting you know he was still on Zoom.
Oh, I
He's
see.
excused.
Okay, Mr. Alvarado, your attorney is not able to attend court today, so we will see you on June 7th at 9 AM.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, I have a couple more folks who are in the courtroom, so if, sir, with the hair on the,
Yes.
okay, that.
Come to the front, gentlemen.
Do the last two gentlemen, are you, I'm sorry, not you, sir. I know who you are. But yes, sir, do you have a case with us too?
Yes.
All right. You can come forward and sit next on the bench. Come, sir, come to the podium and just identify yourself.
Christian McKay?
McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. McKay, who's your attorney?
Last I checked, it was.
One of our clients did.
All right. And
My understanding is.
okay, is the microphone directed to you, Miss Jenks, so that? All right. All right, Miss Githia, this is position 31. Is that your case or Miss Waldrop's?
Ms. Waldrop will be handling that one.
That
All
is
right.
correct, Judge.
All right, Mr. McKay, you are back here to show that you've completed certain conditions, and then the prosecution will take action. So if you'd like to have a seat in the first row, we'll find out with Miss Waldrop if you've satisfied those conditions. Miss Rachel Jenks with the Public Defender's Office is going to confer with the prosecution.
Okay.
And then we'll give you the status of your case.
Okay.
So please stay in the second row at least until your case is addressed. So Mr. McKay is present and here for compliance. Yes, sir. Your name, please?
Grady Perry Jones.
Mr. Jones, okay.
Thank you.
And Mr. Jones, your attorney is Kyle Epps, is
Yes,
that
ma'am.
correct? Okay. And you were reset for compliance or diversion, is that your understanding?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I'm sorry,
Do you know why you're back in court?
compliance.
All right, and where's your attorney?
I talked to him last night.
Kyle Epps, are you on the Zoom? All right. Miss Githia, is position 23 your case?
Yes, it is.
All right, and why was Mr. Jones' case reset from December 1st? Was it a
may have
diversion
been
matter?
It may have been for compliance. I'm not sure why it was reset.
I've got a note here, it was reset for compliance or diversion.
Yes,
All
let me
right.
pull it up.
Mr. Jones, if you could step outside, do you have a phone to call your attorney?
Yes,
We
ma'am.
just need to know why you're here and how you'd like to proceed in your case.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Oh, Jesse Jackson.
Jesse Jackson?
Yes.
Okay. All right, position number 21. Mr. Jackson, who represents you? You need to speak up, okay?
One,
You have an attorney?
I don't.
You haven't had an attorney since May of 2021?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, well, you have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, you can speak to the Public Defender's Office.
I don't need one.
You don't need one.
Oh.
All right. In that case, if you choose to waive your right to counsel, then any decision you make with regards to your case is completely your responsibility. You must have an understanding of the criminal law and the criminal procedures as to how they apply to the facts of your case. And any decision that you make, any legal decision you make, you're responsible for how it impacts your case. We have a prosecutor present over here. We have public defense counsel present over here. If you qualify for the services of the public defender's office, you get the opportunity to avail yourself of professional legal services. But if you want to represent yourself, any decision you make, that's entirely your responsibility. Would you like an opportunity to see if you qualify, or would you like to proceed without counsel?
I would like to proceed
How so? With the PD or without?
without one.
He wants to go per se, Judge.
All right. Okay, Mr. Jackson, you are waiving your right to counsel. How would you like to proceed with your case today?
I would like the charges to be dismissed
Okay, can you give me your argument?
because they don't have no evidence to prove that false allegation.
All right, Ms. Waldrop, is that, no, you stand there. Ms. Waldrop, is that your case or Ms. Githier?
That is actually my case, Your Honor.
All right.
And I have actually, this may be the first time it's been on ORCA.
I don't know, but he's orally moving to dismiss the charges on the grounds, and correct me if I'm wrong. The state does not have the evidence to proceed with these charges.
Give me one second.
Was that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
This is the first time it has been in ORCA, Your Honor, and I have requested the incident report, and I have not received it as of yet. I don't have access to it right now. If this one could be reset, Your Honor.
Put your hands down and just. Go ahead.
No, ma'am. They don't have 4 years to prosecute this case. I'm gonna turn down 5 plea deals, and I think it'll be in the interest of justice for these charges to be dismissed.
Did you hear that, Ms. Gutierrez?
I did, Your Honor.
Hey, what's your response?
1 second. According to the warrant, Mr. Jackson struck the victim, Rhonda Johnson, in her head and the face, and there were visible bodily injuries. Based on the warrant, there is sufficient evidence to proceed with this matter.
Mr. Jackson?
Do they have pictures, a video, or recording?
They have the sworn testimony of a police officer based on the warrant, and that's the evidence they currently have to move forward with this case.
His testimony is irrelevant. He wasn't there.
Okay. So would you like to have a trial so that the prosecution would have to be
Told them
ready?
4 times I would like to go to trial. That's why I'm here today to actually
Okay.
dismiss these
I'm
charges.
going to see whether you filed a demand for speedy trial, and then I'll take it from there.
Okay.
No, you get to stand there. Thank you.
You saying something? I can't hear you. You're just.
Okay. This case was accused May 4th, 2021. And you received a signature bond on May 4th, 2021. You're to have no contact with Rhonda Johnson and to stay away, okay? Your case was arraigned on September 13, 2022. Discovery was provided on September 13th, 2022, and the case was transferred to this calendar on December 5th, 2023. Who was your attorney on September 13th, 2022? Have you ever been represented by counsel?
Represented nobody. They've been offering me plea deals, and plea deals, and I've been turning them down.
When was your last time you were in court?
I have no idea. Been about a year ago.
So I'm just looking at the calendar, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So it looks like the last time you were on the calendar was September 13th, 2022.
And I turned down that plea and asked to go to trial. So they
Okay.
had 2 years to get the evidence and proceed forward with this case.
I don't see a demand for a speedy trial. Did you file one?
Nah, but I asked to go to, when they offered me my first plea, I asked to go to trial. So why they keep offering me plea deals when I keep asking to go to trial?
That's the state's prerogative.
Oh,
But if you want a trial, that's your prerogative.
okay, I'm gonna go to trial.
Perfect. And would you like, and since this is
Trial today.
you can get a trial on July 9th, 2024,
Miss,
and you come back to court at 9 a.m.
What did that was again?
July 9th, 2024 at 9 a.m.
Okay, ma'am, but don't you think it'd have been in the interest of justice? They have no proof, no picture, no video. I don't care what the police officer say.
Right.
He wasn't there. But I got pictures of what she done to me, and they didn't even take pictures of me.
Okay, so be ready for trial on July 9th at 9 a.m.
Can I get a thing that say I was here for my job?
Sure, you can have a seat and we will get that to you. Okay? All right, so, all right, Ms. Githia, position 21 is Mr. Jackson has waived the right to counsel. The case is reset for a jury trial.
Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Githia, he's requesting a bench trial, so that will be.
Your Honor, for this is a battery family violence. The state is going to request this be a jury trial.
Understood, but under the recent case law, and right now the name of the case just does not, but I believe a recent case by the Georgia Supreme Court indicates that the defendant's decision trumps that request. So I'm going to reset it for a bench trial, and
that's a recent
to a bench
law, Your
trial.
Honor? That's a recent law, Your Honor?
Recent law, yeah. I think it was, I can't remember. I just read it in February, so, but y'all can look it up. But if the defendant demands a bench trial, that's how he's going to move forward. And so right now I have May 24th or June 21st. Which date works for you, Mr. Does June 21st work for you? May 24th. All right. May 24th, 2024. And this is going to be for a bench trial, May 24th, 2024. Easy date to remember. All right, have a seat and we'll give you something in writing. All right, listen. Question, lesson number 1 in representing yourself. When you need to address the court, the other side needs to hear it also. That means you get up and walk up to the podium.
Could y'all so please submit all the evidence y'all have against me so I can review them?
Ms. Kathia, did you hear that?
Yes, let me just make sure we have his email address.
Have you filed your email address?
I gave it to them the last time. They didn't even send it because they don't have nothing.
Okay, so
I'm not showing an email address, Your Honor. If he can give that either, well, he's in person. If he can give that to Ms. Smith, or if he can give it to Ms. Waldrop.
These people wasting my time. I gave them all this information the last time. And they
You
never sent, they never sent nothing.
Mr. Jackson, I don't know what transpired the last time. And if you're going to get upset with this whole proceeding, I'm going to have you seated there until I take my last case, and then I will address yours, because that will give you time to settle down. Now, either you address the court with respect, or you sit down until you calm down. Because right now what I'm seeing is someone who's getting anxious, upset, and getting very angry with the prosecution.
Because they refuse to do their job, man.
I understand your frustration, but you're not the only defendant on this calendar with cases pending for the last few years. You're not the only one. There's nothing special about your case. Now, do you want to sit down quietly and calm down? Or would you like to speak quietly and calmly?
I speak quiet and calmly.
Okay. Have you provided your email address and contact information in writing?
Yes, I did. The last time I was in court, I gave them all of that.
Okay, and was that filed with the court?
I just gave, she was sent right there, and that's the one I gave.
I'm asking you a
Oh,
question.
no, ma'am.
Okay. You're going to file that information with the court. All right?
Okay.
Simply handing it to the prosecution does not mean that it's going to be filed. The prosecution is not your lawyer. Whatever you choose to hand to them, they are under no obligation to file that with the court.
Can I file it with the court right now?
You can file as long as you got it drafted with the case number, the proper style of the case, and you can title it updating defendant's contact information. And then you can go to the clerk's office and file it with the court under your case number.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
No, ma'am.
All right, have a seat and we'll give you your notice of appearance. Ms. Githea, you have the reset date to May 24th at 1:30 p.m. for a bench trial.
May 24th, okay.
All right. And Mr. Jackson will file his contact information with the court so that you have it.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
If
Any
we could-
other pro se individuals in the courtroom? So did you get in touch with your attorney? He's not available.
Is that Mr. Jones, Your Honor?
Yes, Grady Perry Jones.
I'm actually going through my records. This November 30th, the diversion form was sent to Mr. Epps. I had not received a response. I followed up on the next day, December 1st.
Okay.
I followed up again recently. As of
So
today, we still don't even have a completed diversion form
Okay.
for Mr. Jones.
All right. Mr. Jones, have you spoken to your attorney since November 30th, 2023?
Spoke to him last night.
And have y'all discussed the diversion documents?
Yes, I sent that back in months ago.
Well, he's not submitted it to the prosecution. All right. I really don't want to keep dragging you back down here because it's just a question of if you've completed diversion or if you have you completed the conditions of diversion?
Yes.
What have you completed?
Let me see. Anger management. That's about it.
All
And
right.
probation.
All right. So I want you to contact your attorney because I have no idea why your attorney is hanging on to the diversion documents.
Okay.
All right, because all the prosecution needs is to show that you've satisfactorily completed the conditions.
Okay.
And then they can move forward with a recommendation on how to proceed with this case,
Yes, ma'am.
possibly considering a dismissal.
Very good.
So really, it hinges upon your attorney and you right now.
Okay. I'll take care of it.
Would you like to still hang on in this calendar and see if you can get in touch with your attorney? Or would you like me to give you a reset date?
Let's do a reset.
Okay, and that would be May 10th at 9 a.m.
May 10th, okay.
We're doing a status, Your Honor.
Yeah, status calendar. I don't know what else to tell you, sir, but that's something between you and your attorney.
Very good.
All right, and like I said, all we're looking for is satisfactory completion of diversion. But the state also needs the document, the contract that you've agreed to diversion,
Okay.
which they do not have.
All right. I'll take care of that.
Do you have any other questions, sir?
No, ma'am.
All right, you're free to go.
Thank
May
you.
10th at 9 a.m. Same place.
Okay.
Have a good day.
You too.
Judge, just to interject real quick, state of the HUYNH, I don't know how to pronounce that.
What position number?
No, I'm telling you the case law about the bench trial, 370 GA Act, state the HUYNH.
Okay, thank you.
I couldn't hear what was being said or who was speaking.
All right. A case relating to the demand for a bench trial or jury trial, it's
Yes.
state we Hyung, HYUNG, if I'm not mistaken, 370 Georgia It's a 2024 case. What was that page number?
It's 370 Georgia Ave 398, Judge, and the name is
398?
398, yeah.
398. Was it?
And the last name is HUYNH. So
HUYNH. It's all right, there you go. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce it. All right. Moving on. Good morning, sir. What's your name?
Morning, ma'am. I'm Ricky Lewis Hill Jr.
Ricky Lewis.
Hill Jr.
I don't see a
I-
Lewis.
Lewis.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't see a Lewis.
I don't have your 19. Okay.
Right now, she got.
Oh, this is Miss Rockwell?
Yes.
All right. Your name is Ricky Lewis Hill.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought your last name was Lewis. Your attorney, Renee Rockwell, is covering for your counsel today.
Okay.
And she's presently attending another proceeding in this building by Zoom. And she will come back on Zoom to address your case.
Okay.
All right. So please hold. Any other matters, pro se? No? Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the rest of the cases I'm going to address on Zoom. I'm going to call your name, and then you're going to let me know who's your attorney, and then we're going to move forward from there. Mr. Robert Ellington. Mr. Robert Ellington, please unmute your screen.
He's a victim in
Yes.
position 25, Your Honor.
Okay, he's not a defendant. All right, go ahead and mute your screen, sir. Susan Grant.
Your Honor, James Dutton on behalf of Ms. Grant.
Oh, that's your client.
Yes, Your Honor, we're still, she's actually in the Zoom.
Okay, you're waiting to confer?
Yes, Your Honor, we're still
Okay.
waiting for all the state.
Thank you. Sorry, Ms. Grant, your attorney's in the courtroom. Katarius Trimble. Katarius Trimble.
Your Honor, I'm not hearing.
She's not unmuted.
Okay.
LaShanta Bailey. LaShanta Bailey.
I'm here.
All right, okay, perfect. And Miss Bailey, who's your attorney?
I'm the victim.
Oh, you're the victim. Okay, then please mute your screen. All right, there's a gentleman in the car. If you want to pull over, I'll be able to address your case. First name is Justin.
I'm the passenger in the car.
Doesn't matter. Pull over. Justin, who's in the car with you?
My kid.
Okay, that's not appropriate. You're attending a criminal proceeding with your kids present?
Wait.
Pull over and I can address your case.
I pulled over. I stopped.
Okay, what's your last name?
Rogers.
Sorry? Rogers.
Rogers.
Rogers, okay.
Position 39, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Rogers, who's your attorney?
I don't have one. I just found out about this court date yesterday, so I'm trying to see what's up now.
All right, you're in the car right now. Drive down to courtroom G33 at 160 Pryor Street, and you will have an opportunity to.
I'm not in Georgia. I'm in Nebraska right now on a work trip.
Your case is reset to May 10th at 9 a.m. Status calendar, and you must appear in person only.
You said what day?
May 10th, 9 a.m.
I won't be in town, then I'll be at a family reunion.
If you are not present, a bench warrant will be issued for your arrest. May 10th at 9 a.m. in person only, no Zoom. Do you understand?
No.
All right. That's the only language I can speak right now on this Zoom. So May 10th, 9 a.m. in courtroom G33. Make sure you appear in court in person, no Zoom. And if you plan to hire an attorney, please make sure your attorney shows up at the same time. All right? You're free to go. Drive safely.
Judge,
Katarius Trimble, yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry, I couldn't unmute my screen.
All right.
I believe my attorney is had it, I believe.
Who's your attorney? Larry Corn?
Actually,
it
Judge,
was-
that's one of our cases.
Okay, Miss, your case is with the Public Defender's Office?
It's position 44, Judge.
All right. And she was in diversion and then further notice, what, has she
Correct.
completed diversion?
My notes from Mr. Haddad says that she has, so we're expecting this should be dismissed today.
Right. Miss Githia or Miss Waldrop?
Your Honor, that is mine, and I will reach out to our diversion department. They do the null process on those cases, so.
Okay, so Miss Trimble, please hold. The Public Defender's Office is representing you. And we are going to find out the status of your diversion completion. And if it's completed, then we'll get an update of how your case is going to move forward.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Shanifa Semirano.
I'm here.
All right, Miss Semirano, who is, okay, you're
That's also a
represented.
public defender case, Judge.
All right, and this is also a compliance update.
Correct. I think we'll have to hear
Same
from the
announcement.
state.
All right, Miss Semirano, you're represented by the Public Defender's Office. They are reviewing to see whether you completed your diversion program satisfactorily, and then we'll give you an update on how the case moves forward. Please hold.
Okay.
All right. I have a young lady with red hair. I don't know what your name is. It's iPad 4. Please unmute. What's your name?
Aisha Stewart,
All right, she's frozen.
victim.
Ezekiel Stevenson. Ezekiel Stevenson.
Hello, can you hear me, Judge?
Yes, what's your name, please?
Aisha Stewart, I'm a victim.
Oh, you're a victim. Okay, then please mute your screen. Okay. Are there any other
Yes, Ezekiel's here. Sorry.
iPad 4, please mute your screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Ezekiel Stevenson, please unmute and start your video. All right. Mr. Stevenson, first of all, you are in a criminal proceeding and your Zoom picture with your child is very inappropriate. So you might want to correct that, okay?
Okay.
And question number 2, who is your attorney?
I don't have one.
All right. Do you plan to, you have a right to an attorney. If you want to confer with the Public Defender's Office to see if you qualify, you are more than welcome to do so. Otherwise, you can choose to represent yourself, understanding that every legal decision you make will be your responsibility based upon your knowledge of the law and how it applies to the facts of the case. And, or the third thing is, are you planning to hire a private attorney?
Yes, first I'm going to try to get some type of legal counseling, either through the Public Defender's Office. No one has ever contacted me about this.
Well, today is your lucky day. If you will please hold, Miss Catrice Helen is on Zoom and she will confer with you in a breakout room, or if you'd like to put your phone number in the chat, directed to the participant PD Catrice Helen. Do you see that in the chat?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right, please mute your screen.
You can just email in, we can email him an application.
Yeah, or you can chat to him your email.
Okay.
Okay. All right, everybody, if you see your chat feature, there is a message from the Public Defender's Office on how to reach out to them to see how you can qualify for their services. All right. Are there any other defendants on Zoom whom I've not addressed? Defendants on Zoom. All
Yes,
right.
Your Honor.
Mr. Petaway, are you counsel?
Yes, Judge, that's going to be my case.
Oh,
For
okay.
both cases, Your Honor. Currently, Mr. Petway's cases are in a DUI application process. I have recently had to switch that process from Fulton County to now Cobb County's DUI process. And so, Judge, I need an additional reset to complete that process.
When did y'all apply for DUI court?
For Fulton County?
Yeah.
January. He had Michael Petway, he's had his assessment in February.
And no
At the-
decision yet?
It's not that it's no decision, it's his residency. They can't accept him if he's not a Fulton County resident. And
I
so now
see.
I have to apply for Cobb County because that is his permanent residency. So we have the evaluation. I just need to,
When have you applied for Cobb County?
no, Your Honor, and we're,
Did he change residency? When did he change residency to Cobb County?
well, his current residency, the permanent one is a sober living in Marietta.
So
And so
no, how long has he been a Cobb County resident?
he's been the entire time, Judge.
Okay. This case is gonna be reset for, a jury trial. Right now, we've got July 9th. Both cases are gonna be reset to July 9th, 2024, pending his admission to DUI court. And who is the prosecutor for this case?
I am, Judge.
All right, Ms. Waldrop. All right, Mr. Petway, you are not admitted in the Fulton County DUI court. You've known you've been a Cobb County resident all this time, so I'm not certain why even apply to the Fulton County DUI court. But apparently you're now going to apply to the Cobb County DUI court. I don't know how they're going to accept your cases, considering the two cases right here are with Fulton County, not in Cobb County. So I'm going to reset your case for a jury trial on July 9th. Please confer with the Public Defender's Office on how to be prepared for your trial in July of this year.
And Judge, just so you know, actually, he can go into DUI court and have it transferred.
That's entirely, but like I said,
Yeah.
I don't have a decision from Cobb County DUI court. No application has been made, and I'm not going to stall this cases any longer. Okay? Mr. Petway, please confer with the Public Defender's Office as soon as you have an opportunity.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you're free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You have to take a plea and then it gets transferred over to Cobb.
Are there any other defendants on Zoom whom I've not addressed? Okay. Ms. Githia, I think you have a breakout session. Who were the attorneys waiting to speak to Ms. Githia? Mr.
Done, Your Honor.
All right. Are you?
I can't get on the Zoom.
All right, go ahead and get on Zoom so that we can put you in a breakout room with Ms. Githia.
Should I step out in the hall or?
Yeah. Mr. Weintraub, who were you waiting to confer with? Was that Ms. Waldrop?
I was waiting to confer, Your Honor, respectfully with Ms. Scythia as well as with yourself for a minute or
Okay.
two. And if
Perfect.
you would allow that, that would be appreciated.
Mr. Glanville, can you put me in a breakout session with Ms. Githia and Mr. Weintraub, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, shoot.
Your Honor, may I be excused or you still want me to keep waiting? This is
Yes,
Spanish.
Ms. Lin, I'm so sorry. You're free to go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Glanville, put the others in the breakout room and I will join you from a separate Zoom link, okay? Put the other two in the breakout room. I'll join you from a separate Zoom link.
So,
Okay.
Mr. Glanville, is this the one that I'm going with Mr. Weintraub on, or is this the one with Mr. Dudson?
Mr. Weintraub.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Oh,
So Mr. Dudley get on there with her too, so he went out in the hallway.
Recording in progress.
Smith. We already informed on Mr. McKinn. Paperwork was sent to ORCA.
So Judge, would you like to be,
Send it to you.
Mr. Glanville, Ms. Githia is going to go into a breakout with, attorney, was it Attorney Dunn?
Yeah, yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Dutton, yes, all right. Mr. Dutton, if you start your video, you can go into a breakout session with Ms. Githia.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Any announcements, Miss? Who?
He was waiting on his attorney.
Yeah, Miss Rockwell's here now.
Yeah.
Miss Rockwell, good morning.
Good morning, Judge.
All right, let's see now. We have a Mr. Hill. And that's position 19. Ricky Lewis Hill. And I understand, Mr. Hill, you're represented by Gate Banks, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and Miss Rockwell is just covering for him today. So let me find out how they plan to proceed with your case. All right?
Okay,
You can see on the screen there.
okay. That's cool.
Wave your hand, Miss Rockwell, so he can see you. You see?
How you doing, Ms. Rockwell?
I'm
Okay.
good. Judge, could I get him to step out and give me a call? I must have been dialing the wrong number for him. I will place it in the, could I just give it to you, Judge, and you? get
Put it
Try to
in
do?
put it in the chat directed to Miss Essen Smith.
Okay. Let me see. Oh, there she is. Okay, I'm gonna put it there.
And she will make sure that she gives you give him your number so that he can call you directly once he's in the hallway.
Okay, Judge. And
All
it
right.
might cause me to get lost, but I'll sign right back in.
No problem. Okay, thank you.
And also, in the event, we have a plea in this matter, Judge, could somebody email me? I'll put my email. It's a smart plea, right? It's the,
DocuSign, right.
okay, thank you, Judge. I'll put my email address. Thank you.
All right. Mr. Hill?
Yes, ma'am.
As soon as Miss Smith gets Miss Rockwell's number, you are going to step outside and give her a call.
Yes, ma'am.
And perhaps she has information that your attorney that she can share with you.
Okay, thank you.
All right?
Thank you.
And don't leave until you get the phone number. Have a seat right there. We'll give it to you. All right. Thank you.
Judge, I think we're ready for a plea on position of attorney when you are.
Yeah. Can you give me the defendant's name, please?
I'm going on now.
Let me check it on you now. And that was the attorney asked for, that he's give them. His attorney. Yes. Let's see.
Ms. Smith, this is for Mr. Petway.
All right.
Has Melanie Elwanger spoken to? Okay. Sorry. Ms. Waldrop, I'm ready on Matthew McGinn. Is that who we are addressing next?
Your Honor, would we amount or call for position 6, 7, and 8, 9, none of those?
6, 7, 8, and 9? No, I haven't called any of those. None of them are present.
Mr. McGinn,
Yeah, come on, go that way.
We'll do the no-shows at the end.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there anyone who just showed up in the courtroom, has not been addressed? Do you have a case, sir?
That's Ms. Helens.
Oh, Miss Helen's case? Okay.
I'm still trying, that is Mr. Jones.
Okay, no, I just was trying, is it Leonard Jones?
Yeah.
Okay,
Position 24, Judge, we're still pre-trying at the moment.
no problem. Thank you. All right. This is State versus Matthew McGinn, case number 20 CR 002-688G. Mr. McGinn is present in the courtroom with his counsel, Mr. Robert Schnappmeyer. This is addressing charges of which Mr. McGinn was accused: driving under the influence of alcohol less safe, reckless driving, following too closely, and operating a vehicle with an expired tag or unregistered vehicle, stemming from an April 1st, 2019 incident. Mr. McGinn, you've been advised of your right to remain silent, and your attorney is Mr. Schnappmeyer. This is going to be a negotiated plea hearing, so I am going to request if I may place you under oath. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. All right. Mr. Schnappmeyer, typically I'll wait, I'll listen to first what the prosecution is going to allocute, and then we will hear from your side, okay?
thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Waldrop?
Mr. McGinn is pleading to count 1 DUI, and on that count, we have agreed to a sentence of 12 months to serve 24 hours, credit for time served of 1 day, not prorated. We're going to pay a $300 fine, complete 40 hours of community service, risk reduction, and alcohol and drug evaluation, and treatment if necessary, as well as 1 victim impact. With regard to count 2, the reckless driving, that will merge. With regard to count 3, following too closely has been amended to a basic rules violation. Defense counsel did provide me with some documentation that there was a open pending claim, but it was through insurance.
Okay.
And then finally, count 4, on that basic rules violation, that would be a $250 fine that we've agreed to. And then on count 4, I would put over a null cost of the expired tag.
All right.
Counsel, do you stipulate to a factual basis?
We do.
I think further from the state judge.
Right. Counsel, does your client accept these terms?
Yes, Your Honor.
And he's entering a guilty plea on DUI, less safe, and a 1 count of basic rules. Would that be correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. McGinn, have you consumed any medicine or alcohol recently?
No, ma'am.
And have you understood the proceedings so far?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you satisfied with your legal services?
Yes, ma'am.
Is anyone forcing you or inducing you to take this offer today?
No, ma'am.
And are you entering this plea freely, willingly, and knowingly?
Yes, ma'am.
Has your attorney explained to you that in entering this plea, you would have to give up your constitutional right to a trial before a judge or a jury?
Yes, ma'am.
To be able to confront your accuser, challenge the evidence brought against you, present any defenses or mitigating factors if you choose to do so, and also have the state carry its burden to prove the charges against you beyond a reasonable doubt. Are you prepared to give up all these rights?
I am, Your Honor.
And in entering a plea of guilty to DUI, this could have a negative impact upon your driver's license, upon your residency, if applicable, any professional licenses you may have, your job, as well as your right to file an appeal. Are you prepared to address those consequences?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. How do you plead to 1 count of driving under the influence of alcohol less safe?
Guilty.
How do you plead to 1 count of basic rules violation, a charge that has been amended from following too closely.
Guilty.
On the DUI less safe, the sentence is 12 months to serve 24 hours, credit for time served 1 day. You don't have any additional jail time, but the remainder of the 12 months will be served on probation. You will report to probation. Today is Friday. You will report to probation next Thursday before 3 p.m. And the location is at 132 Mitchell Street in downtown Atlanta.
Okay.
While on probation, you will complete 40 hours of voluntary community service with any nonprofit agency, a 501c agency that is not a church and not a school. You will also undertake an alcohol and drug evaluation with a qualified healthcare provider and submit yourself to any treatment or counseling as required. You will complete a risk reduction program and attend and complete one victim impact panel. These conditions must be completed within the first 6 months of probation. You understand, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
After that, you will continue to report to probation. While you are on probation, you shall not consume any alcohol, and you may be subject to random screens by probation. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. With regards to the reckless driving, that charge will merge into the DUI, so you will not be convicted of that offense. With regards to the expired tag, that's been null crossed or closed out, so you will not be convicted of that offense. With regards to the following too closely, that's reduced to a basic rules violation. That will not add points to your record and it's a non-reportable offense. And for that, the fine is $250 and submission of insurance documentation. Ms. Waldrop?
Yes, Your Honor, he showed me a letter from the
Okay,
insurance company.
so that's completed. All right, so the only thing left on the basic rules is the $250 fine. You will report to probation every month until the term of probation is completed satisfactorily. All right, Mr. Schnattmeyer, anything else to add?
I believe that's it, Your Honor.
All right. You are not seeking a affidavit of first conviction?
You are, Your Honor.
Okay,
I
just I
mentioned
thought
that
I'd ask before you run away.
to the clerk. I've mentioned that to her, Your Honor.
All
We're
right.
doing the suspension paperwork. That's what I was doing right up here.
He'll need to surrender his driver's license.
We have that, Your Honor.
All right. All right, Ms. Smith is going to make sure the paperwork is completed upon surrender of the driver's license and submission to the Department of Driver Services. He will be provided with a limited driving permit. Mr. McGinn, a limited driving permit only allows you to operate a motor vehicle legally for certain purposes only, which includes going to work, hospital, grocery shopping, dropping kids to and fro school, necessary items for everyday living. Unfortunately, you cannot use it for recreational purposes like taking a vacation, going to the park, or, you can think about other non-essential reasons. All right. That completes this case. I've entered the null cross. Anything else, sir?
No, Your Honor.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you very much. Ms. Jenks, anything to report at this time?
Judge, state has an announcement. 31. Okay.
I'm unable to hear. Can she turn the mic on, Your Honor?
Yeah, it's that mic. You have to be
It's,
like,
it's Miss Waldrop's case.
Ms. Waldrop's case, position 31.
Yes, Judge. Our Director of Diversion was looking into that. We've received a certificate of completion for the anger management and community service and a receipt for the diversion fee. So Mr. Rhodes is going to be sending a null cross over to the court on that.
All right.
case.
Trustin McKay, your case is going to be closed and dismissed. All right. You are free to stay to wait for the order dismissing the case, or you're free to go and you can get it from Ms. Jenks later on if you have given your email.
Do I guess I'll wait.
Okay. But that's fine. Yeah. Otherwise, we can email it to you.
I'll leave.
All right, let me make sure I hear you. Thank you, Judge.
All right. Mr. Dutton?
Yes, Your Honor. We've spoken with the state. We're both requesting a reset. They need to look at a few more things so we can get on the same page. Again, I believe this will eventually work itself out. They're gonna look at some more of the police report.
Okay. If you can refresh my memory about.
Oh,
your-
Susan Grant, I apologize.
Susan Grant. Okay, thank you. All right, position 18.
No, I was trying to reconnect me to the Zoom meeting.
This is Susan Renee Grant, right? All right. And
Yes,
she is on Zoom.
yes, she is on Zoom.
So you have conferred and so I have a status calendar on May 10th at 9 a.m. I have a final plea calendar on May 10th. Or I have a status calendar and a final plea calendar on June 7th.
What was the second date in May?
June 7th.
Oh, June 7th. June 7th would work best with our calendar if that's.
All right, and would it be the status calendar or would it be a final plea calendar?
Let's put us on the status calendar for now. Again, I expect that we're gonna work this out, but since we haven't gotten a plea offer yet.
Ms. Githia, you don't have a plea offer?
He has a
for-
plea offer.
Yeah,
he
sorry,
We
I
should
misspoke.
discuss it.
Yes.
Okay,
has a plea offer, yes.
all right. Mr. Dutton, I'm going to reset it on the final plea calendar. And if it's not acceptable, then we can have the case arraigned and further notice for trial from
Oh, I
there.
see.
All right. So this is the final plea calendar at 1:30 p.m. If you decide to accept the plea offer or a plea offer is accepted, I don't know between now and then what might change. Please make sure the documents are all ready. And is Ms. Grant available to attend court in person?
She can be that day if.
She's
so,
nodding
yes.
her head.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So final plea calendar is June 7th at 1:30 p.m. in person with documents ready to go or otherwise.
Thank you, Your Honor. And
All right.
and it is the same courtroom, right?
Yes, I hope it
Now-
doesn't change.
Now that I know where it is, we.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all my business for.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, have a good weekend. All right, Ms. Grant, you are free to go. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ms. Jenks, have you
Yes.
all spoken with Ezekiel Stevenson? Does he qualify?
I think that Miss Helen was doing that. I'm not sure where
Okay.
she's at with that process. And we're still waiting to hear about position 42 and 44, Judge, unless the state has an update.
No, we're still waiting on those.
All right, still waiting on the compliance update for Ms. Samarano and Ms. Trimble. So we on hold for that.
Yes, Judge.
No, Mr. Stevenson, you are not excused. You're gonna have to wait until I get the information from the public defense attorney. All right.
This position, you said it's a status or final, please.
Position number 10, that was the leave of absence I granted, so that will be status on May 10th at 9 a.m.
She was asking about Mr. Stevenson, what the update was in terms of him call.
Judge, I have an update whenever the court's ready.
I'm ready.
Position 43, Mr. Stevenson, I just spoke to him. He does not qualify for our services this morning. However, he would like to speak to the solicitor over that case today.
All right. Ezekiel Stevenson, you need to unmute and start your video.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Sorry. You do not qualify for the public defender's office. And Ms. Githia, is that your case? This is 43. Ezekiel Stevenson?
That'll be
Ms.
mine,
Waldrop
Judge.
will be handling
Ms.
that.
Waldrop.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Ms. Waldrop, you already signed on, yes?
I am not. Can I get his phone number? I can go out into the hallway and call
All
him.
right. Miss Helen's going to give you his phone number.
Okay.
And Mr. Stevenson, Prosecutor Angela Waldrop is going to be calling you at your phone number ending in 8193.
Yes, ma'am.
So please hold and you'll get that you will get a call from her. to discuss the matter.
Okay, thank you so much. Do I go on mute now or?
Yeah, go on mute and you'll see a phone call coming in shortly.
Okay, all right, thank you.
And when Miss Helen is available, can we go into a breakout, please?
With whom?
Miss Helen?
Miss Catrice Helen? Okay, she's gonna step outside and then you can be placed in a breakout.
Okay.
She's already up, she's already there. So as soon as Miss Helen, she'll see both of you will see a message to go into a breakout room.
Okay.
I can do that.
Smith, what is this calendar sent out?
Don't blame you.
Was published, but we make adjustments on the calendar. We just don't change positions on the calendar.
I know, but like, I mean, it's not out. Like,
Oh, yes. You didn't get it?
oh no, it's got nothing to do with that.
Yes, Ms. Rockwell? What's the announcement for Mr. Hill?
Well, now we were in a fruitful conversation and I went over everything with him together with the offer, et cetera. And then his phone may have died. He'll probably be walking back into the court and I'll stand down again to see if he can go somewhere and call me or
Mr. Hill, what would you like to do?
Yes, I will. My phone had died. I can go to the car and put it on the charger, but it died in the middle of our
Where's your
conversation.
car?
Ma'am,
Where's your
the
car?
parking garage right there.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
It's cool.
That's cool.
Okay, thank you.
thank you. Thank you, Judge. I'll stand by. I'm
All
gonna
right.
stay signed in. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Gathia, Ms. Renee Rockwell is still conferring with the client, Mr. Hill.
Okay.
All right. Mr. Carl Epps is here. Which case are we here for?
Judge, is Miss Githier available to call me on my line?
Let's see. Let me just hold on that. I have
No
attorney
problem.
Carl Epps who's appeared. Mr. Epps, were you here for Mr. Jones?
I am, Judge.
All right.
The only thing we have going in that is me solving the customer service issue of getting him to sign the pretrial diversion documents.
All right. Have you had a chance to speak with him? He said he tried to reach you.
I spoke with him last night.
Okay. I've reset the case to May 10th at 9 a.m.
Okay.
The issue is whether he has completed the conditions.
Yes, ma'am.
So, if you want to come back to court, I mean, he doesn't have to come back. You can just give us a status report as to, his, completion of the conditions or the progress.
That'd be
for the
great,
condition.
Judge. I
And it-
certainly appreciate that. It was
If I
my-
may, if I
I was gonna say, Judge, that my understanding was the court was gonna direct him to come meet with me about this matter.
No, I was just telling him, to go ahead and try to reach out to you. But meanwhile, I'll see him and you on May 10th at 9 a.m.
Before he leaves, I've sent you several emails regarding the diversion form that I haven't received back, Mr. Epps. We need to have that form as well as the administrative fee needs to be paid in addition to completing diversion program.
Yes, ma'am. I understand.
Okay.
I'm working through those, like I say, those customer service issues to make sure we get this cleared up, Judge.
All right, so hopefully that's cleared up and I'll see you on May 10th at 9 a.m. with or without Mr. Jones. I'll just need a progress update, whether the fee has been paid or how is he doing on diversion. He indicated he's done his anger management classes, so hopefully that gap in communication will be closed.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, Mr. Epps. Anything else, sir?
No, Judge, thank you. Hope you have a good
All
week.
right, you too. Thank you. I'm ready with regards to.
Position 24, I have made entry into the case for Mr. Jones.
Okay.
And we are asking for one reset. I just received videos that I'd actually like to review with him today regarding this case. And so, Judge, if we could just get a final plea calendar for this
Yep.
case.
May 10th at 9 a.m. Not one. Yeah, go ahead.
Give us 1 second. Give us 1 second. Before we
I'll
reset
put a
it,
hold. I'll hold on your announcement. All right. All right, Ms. Githia, Ms. Waldrop is still in conference with Mr. Stevenson.
Oh, Ms. Rockwell wanted to speak with me.
Yes, she did. Sorry, I forgot about that. Ms. Rockwell?
Yes, Judge.
All right, you ready to go into a breakout with Ms. Githia?
I am. I
All
am.
right. Mr. Glanville, if you can please send a message to Ms. Rockwell And Ms. Kathia, I don't know if you've already got a breakout room, so you can.
Oh, he just sent me a invitation.
Okay.
Got it.
All right. Thank you.
One moment.
Hey, relax.
All right, Ms. Waldrop, are we ready to address Mr. Stevenson? Mr. Stevenson, please start your video.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay. How are we proceeding, Ms. Waldrop?
Yes, Judge. I had an opportunity to speak with Mr. Stevenson. He informed me that he's done quite a bit that I would be asking for in this case. He's already completed. He says that he has a certificate of completion for DVIP. He has a certificate of completion or evaluation for alcohol and drugs. And he also says that he spent approximately 35 days in custody on this charge, 5 days in Fulton County Jail, which I was able to confirm. And then he spent 30 days in Whitfield County on a probation violation for picking up this charge. So all of that said, I made an offer to Mr. Stevenson of 12 months to serve 35 days, credit for time served of 35 days, and that is pending him getting me the documentation from Whitfield County that he did 30 days. Balance probated for him to complete DVIP or provide a certificate of completion for such, for him to complete an alcohol and drug evaluation and any treatment deemed necessary, or to provide the evaluation that he's already done, and then have no further violent contact with the victim in the case. And that was my offer to him. I think he was going to think about it and let me know whether he wanted to proceed with a trial or whether or not he wanted to resolve the case.
Mr. Stevenson, did you hear that from Ms. Waldrop?
Yes, I heard that. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Judge.
What is your response?
I don't want to get any punishment, so I would like to try to fight this through.
I'm sorry, you don't want what?
I feel like I shouldn't receive any punishment over false charges. So I'm going to get all the information over to her. If we could take this case to the end.
I'm sorry, Mr. Stevenson, your audio is going in and out. So you don't want to get punishment for false charges. Is that what you just said?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and what do you want right now?
I would like to get the case dismissed.
Okay, on what grounds?
No probation or anything. I already been arrested. Me and my fiance, we've been doing fine. I've been taking classes. We own businesses together. We live together.
Okay, those are not legal grounds to dismiss the charge.
Okay.
What legal or factual grounds do I
Oh,
Do
there's
you-
no evidence, Judge.
Okay. So you're asking to dismiss the case on the grounds there's no evidence to support a charge of simple assault, family violence.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Waldrop?
Yes, Your Honor. So, this occurred back on October 30th, 2021. The victim stated that she was getting dressed and getting ready to leave the house when Mr. Stevenson, who was intoxicated, barged into the bathroom, started an argument and began pushing and shoving her. This caused her to injure her ankle. At that time, her sister was the one who called the police. She was present and made statements corroborating Ms. Bailey's story to police. And so, Your Honor, we have body cam footage. So the state does have evidence to proceed. We've been in touch with Ms. Bailey as recently as April 1st, when we spoke with her in preparation for today's court date. So we have not only witness testimony, but also body camera. And I believe there's also a 911 call in Odyssey. Let me just double check, Judge. But I say all of that to say that the state does have evidence in the case, enough to proceed to trial if Mr. Stevenson wishes for a trial.
All right. Mr. Stevenson?
Yes, Your Honor.
The state contends that they have specific articles of evidence which they intend to present in the event the case goes to trial, keeping in mind that the state prosecutor has the complete burden to prove the charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt.
Okay, is it possible if the alleged victim could come on?
And the alleged victim, currently you are allowed no contact with the alleged victim. Has that been amended?
Yes, I had that amended right after that happened, by the judge.
Let me see. I have an order from November 1st, 2021, saying no contact with the victim. And then I have an order from December 5th, 2023, but that doesn't seem to be an order requiring you to have amending it to no violent contact. Let me see, what is this? Emergency motion to revoke bond.
Yeah, so I think with that was when I was arrested. Oh, I was on probation violation. Then after I had got out, I had to go to court and they was trying to revoke the bond, but since I was already arrested, they excused it.
All right, so as far as I can see, your bond was not revoked. You still were released on a $5,000 good bond. You were to have no contact with LaShonta Bailey, stay away from Pine Walk Drive, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol. And this was on November 1st, 2021 by Judge Morrow. So I don't see an order that says you can have contact with LaShonta Bailey. Are you telling me that you've been in communication and contact with Miss Bailey?
No, when I had to go to court, I can't go to court with her, but when we talked to the prosecutor, I went to court. It's crazy because the judge had excused us that we could have contact, just no violent contact.
Miss Waldrop, do you have any?
I don't, Judge. I don't see anything amending the no further contact order.
There is no order on file amending it to no violent contact.
I don't see how that's possible, even though I haven't been having contact with her, but we have businesses together, so it's like it's been messing up my whole life.
So you have a right to remain silent about the facts and circumstances of the case. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. If you are admitting on Zoom that you are in contact with Miss Bailey, you could be setting yourself up for a motion to revoke bond. I would recommend that you do not speak about contact anymore. But on your motion to dismiss, as the state has articulated, where did he go? Well, I guess he ran away. No? Mr. Stevenson?
I believe his phone died.
Oh, okay. Seems to be in. All right, thank Miss Bailey. Are you
Yes,
the alleged victim in this case?
correct, yes.
All right, please do not communicate with him. I'm just going to wait for him to show up shortly.
Okay. Phone died. That has to be the only possible reason.
All right.
And I apologize, is Cynthia still on Zoom or she did breakout?
She's not on the main session.
Your
So,
Honor, may I say something?
no, Miss Bailey, not until Mr. Stevenson comes back on.
Okay.
Judge, you also ask Mr. Trimble to provide a phone number in the chat. The one that I have is, it's not going through and I want to ask him a
Okay.
question.
Ms. Kateras Trimble, if you can submit a phone number in the chat directly to PD Catrice Helen. And that way the public defense will have your phone number. You don't need to tell everybody else, but. Do you have a separate Zoom?
Again, sorry.
Yeah, Miss Helen, if you send her a message, she'll send you the phone number.
I just messaged her, Judge.
Okay. Ms. Trimble, you should see a message from PD Catrice Helen. Please provide a number at which you can be reached. And
I
we're
did.
just going to be in a recess for about 5 minutes. Thank you.
I knew it was something.
Hello? Hello? Am I off mute? Yes.
Court is in recess.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
actual plea, but Mr. Jones has went to go put more money on his parking, so I just need a hold. Yep.
Not a problem. Miss Rockwell, did your client manage to reach you?
Yes, Judge, and I was just texting y'all. I haven't really received any rights, but can we take a hybrid plea? I'll go over the rights with him and he's gonna be in person and I'm gonna be on
That'll be
Zoom,
fine.
Judge.
That'll be
And I just
fine.
need I just need a right sheet to go over with him to my email, reneerockwell@gmail.
All right. Miss Githia, would you be able to email the documents to Miss Rockwell?
Yes, give me 1 second. And it was
And
for
email
Mr.
a
Jones,
copy
right?
to Miss Essen Smith so we can print it out for Mr. Hill.
Okay.
And let me just verify that Miss Githia, you don't have a problem with closing it out after he completes all conditions.
Correct.
All right.
Yeah, it'd be balance suspended, yes.
Okay, thank you, Judge. I'm gonna
Is-
stand down and just look for my email.
Is he
All
gonna
right.
do the community service or the fine?
He's gonna go with the fine in the
Okay.
6 weeks.
Oh, is he back
Disorderly.
in the courtroom?
Yeah, got that, yeah.
Okay, text him, Miss Rockwell, and let him know to get back in the courtroom.
Yes, Judge, he will. And then
Okay.
he, well, let me do this. I want to go over his rights and he's plugged into his car.
Go ahead, but he needs to be
Okay.
back in the courtroom soon.
Right, he will be. I just need some, I don't have that list of rights yet. I don't think I do.
Just give me 1 second. I can send you the DocuSign. You'll have it all in front of you.
All right. honey.
Okay, we'll hold on Mr. Hill. All right, Miss Waldrop and Mr. Stevenson, have y'all? Mr. Stevenson?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, how are we
Sorry,
proceeding?
apologies. My phone had it.
Okay, we're still on your motion to dismiss.
Yes. I sent over my certificate of completion. I don't know if she received it yet.
We're still on your motion to dismiss. Do you have anything else in rebuttal to what Ms. Waldrop had said with regards to your motion to dismiss?
Yes, I just want to say, like, I'm innocent. I didn't harm anybody. I just really want this to be dismissed because it's all a big misunderstanding.
Okay. The defendant's motion to dismiss is denied. This case is going to be further notice for trial.
Okay.
We're going to schedule it for a jury trial on July 9th, 2024.
Okay.
Mr. Stevenson, you will have to come down to the courthouse in person with your attorney, hopefully. So between now and then, please make sure you hire an attorney in a timely fashion so that your attorney can get discovery, all the material that's required so that your attorney and you will be prepared for trial. Do not leave this to the last minute.
Okay,
So,
no, I'm gonna jump on it right away.
so technically speaking, you should retain your counsel before the end of this month so that they will be ready for trial on July 9th. All right,
Okay.
so, and I think this case has already been arraigned, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just make sure. All right, Mr. Stevenson, I'm going to arraign the case, basically letting you know that what are the consequences of entering a not guilty plea and having the case scheduled for trial. Do you waive a reading of the accusation or would you like me to read the accusation?
I waive.
Okay, so this is State of Georgia versus Ezekiel Venkes Stevenson, accusation number 21 CR 005887G. Mr. Stevenson is accused of simple battery family violence stemming from an October 30th, 2021 incident involving one Miss Marcia Rodriguez in Fulton County, Georgia. As you have waived a reading of the accusation, I'd like to inform you that upon your entry of a not guilty plea, the prosecutor this case will be scheduled for a trial presently set for July 9th, 2024 at 9 a.m. You will have to appear in person in the courtroom along with your counsel. And during the course of the trial, the prosecution has the complete burden to prove the charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. If the prosecutor does prevail and overcomes your legal presumption of innocence, you could be convicted of this offense and face a penalty of up to a year in prison and or up to $1,000 fine. Given this information, how do you plead?
Not guilty.
All right, your case has been arraigned. A case management order will be issued today. Please make sure you retain counsel as soon as possible, and we will see you for trial on July 9th, 2024. Thank
Yes,
you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Waldrop. Y'all have a good one.
You too.
All right, thank you.
And Judge, I just have one announcement.
Go ahead.
Position 24, I do believe is going to be a plea. I think Ms. Githia is just working on the DocuSign, so that'll be a plea today.
All right.
I just finished Ms. Rockwell, so I'm doing yours now.
All right, and Mr. Jones is in the courtroom, right?
No, Judge, he's standing right here outside the door.
No, he doesn't have to be here yet. Just as soon as you get the documents, then y'all can go over the documents. I just wanted to be sure he was within earshot. All right. All right, this is Miss Claire Bow and Mr. Stevenson. Have you all spoken to Miss Trimble?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the state judge.
Okay.
I've actually sent out yeah, I can.
If she can go to the mic, Your Honor, I can't hear what's being said.
Oh, on Miss Trimble, we're waiting on the report from diversion.
Oh, okay.
So we are going to submit an all-cost report on both Ms. Kimball, and Ms. Milano, and then also Mr. McCarthy.
Thank you so much.
All right, so let me say, Miss Semirano, Miss Trimble, the state has confirmed, and they are going to dismiss your cases. You are both free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. And who was the third person?
Okay, number 31.
Oh, that was Mr. Epps' client? Oh, that
Oh,
was
Mr. Haddad.
Oh, okay, yeah, he was already null crossed. Okay, thank you. Okay, you're free to go, Miss Semirano. Miss LaShanta Bailey, you're free to go.
Thank you.
And who was iPad 4?
She was a victim.
Okay.
I don't know what she was.
Miss, I can't remember, iPad 4, the lady with the hair, red hair? Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Aisha Stewart
which,
is my name.
Which case were you here for?
Bracy, Roshonda Bracy.
Roshonda Gracely, okay.
Bracy.
Gracely. I don't think that person appeared.
Was her attorney present?
This is Trujillo.
No.
Spell the last name?
Bracey.
Oh, that's position 7, Judge.
Yeah, Christy Gladden. Did we get a reset on that case? Okay.
Judge, do you need Christy Gladden? I can try to get her.
That would be good because she's supposed to be here.
Okay, I'll get her. And who's the client? And
This is the client
I'm
is
the victim.
Roshonda Bracey, Bracey. The person on Zoom is not the client. That's the alleged victim.
okay, Roshonda Bracy.
Yeah.
And may I send her the Zoom link, Judge?
Sure.
Okay, and the only thing is I'm filling this out. It says, the date says April 23rd. Can y'all change that once I send it back to you? Or do you need to send it to me with April 24th?
I don't know what you're referring to. Are you referring to the date of incident?
I'm referring to, I'm filling out this plea sheet for Ricky Hill.
Uh-huh.
And it says, I hereby plead guilty on the 5th day of April, 2023. I'm not able to change that 23, not
Okay,
giving me the.
I'll change it. If there are some typos in there, I can change it unless you want.
After I send it back?
Yeah,
Thank you.
all right. Mr. Hill is in the courtroom. Ms. Rockwell, did you want him to step outside? Oh, you've already gone through over the documents? Okay. All
Went
right,
through them all, Judge. I'm just gonna call Christy real quick.
Okay.
All right.
I'm sorry, Judge. Am I just waiting for to hear whether it was reset or?
Yeah, pretty much. The attorney didn't show up, so I'm going to give her a few more moments. All right, please mute your screen. Thank you. All right, I think we just have Mr. Hill and Mr. Jones and okay. Ms. Waldrop, Ms. Githia, I'm just going to go over the calendar. Okay, I'm going to start with the afternoon calendars first. On the show cause calendar, have you all heard from Binesh Marvasti?
I have not, Judge, and both of those cases are going to be mine, but I have not heard on the previous calendars. He did not appear, and I have had no contact, Judge.
All right, well, we'll wait till 1:30 for him to show up.
Understood,
Okay?
Judge.
And then Christopher Jones,
From the calendar, I saw that he had no representation, so.
don't know yet.
Correct,
Okay.
Judge.
All right. The final plea calendar at 1:30, position number 1, Jerome Anaki is reset to May 10th due to defense counsel leave of absence, and that's May 10th at 1:30 p.m. If the state has any updates on Joshua Champion, Mutahir Chowdhury, and Danique Smith?
We're still discussing that, negotiating that one, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, just wanted to get it, okay. Let's go over the status calendar while we're waiting for the plea paperwork to come in.
I'm sorry, you were asking about Joshua Champion, correct?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's for 1:30.
Yes, we're still negotiating that one.
All right. The 9 a.m. calendar today, status, position number 1, Alvarado Castro is reset to June 7, 9 a.m. Position 2, Amin, June 21st. Motions calendar at 1:30 p.m. Position 3, Armstrong, June 21st, motions calendar at 1:30. Position 4, Arnett, final plea calendar, May 10 at 1:30. 5, Benson, reset May 10th at 1:30. 6, Barney Berry.
Your Honor, a no pros was forwarded on April 2nd. No pros order was forwarded April 2nd.
All right. If you don't see the null pros entry, could you resubmit it to Ms. Smith, please? You have it? Okay.
She has it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Position 7, we are on hold for Roshonda Bracy. Position 8, Joey Burton. 8, 9, Joey Burton. No show.
State requested bench warrant.
Right. On position 8, the bench warrant is granted $500 on each count. That's a $2,000 surety bond. On position 9, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. On position 9, that's a bench warrant granted is $250 surety bond on each count for a total of 2,500 surety bond. And this is a bench warrant for failure to appear at the status calendar on April 5th, 2024. Position 10, Classens is reset to status May 10th at 9 a.m. 11, Clairvaux is a plea. 12, Craig is, May 10th, 2023, and I'm going to allow for an out-of-state plea. So this to the final plea calendar. Position 13, Mr. Dang is reset to June 21st, motions calendar at 1:30. 14, Timothy Dennis.
He may be in Fulton County Jail, Your Honor.
All right.
I checked a couple of days ago. I haven't checked in the last 2 days.
Judge, what happens to cases that are in custody from this calendar? Does that go back to a division for a jail jury?
I would recommend that they go on the SAP calendar.
Oh, okay. Are you gonna orchestrate that?
I normally would
Yeah,
instruct
okay.
them, put it on.
Okay, great. Like you said,
Unless you
Mike-
want it to go to division, then.
No,
go
no,
with-
no, because it'll actually go, it'll get to a division through SAP.
Yeah,
But you email Michael Jordan?
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh, Miss Smith will.
Oh,
All right. So Timothy Dennis is in custody. How many days has he been in custody?
I believe it was 200 and some days.
All right, so he may have something more serious than a misdemeanor. I'm going to reset this case to an SAP calendar. Ms. Smith, please send this case to Michael Jordan or Katrina Lewis to be added on a Tuesday or Thursday SAP. I don't know which one will be added on, okay? I can only put it on SAP.
thank you.
All right, Mari Lola Figueredo is reset to May 1st. May 10th, May 10th, excuse me. May 10th, this is a final plea calendar at 1:30 PM. Position 16, Trujillo Garcia is, this is a reset. I don't know what date I put it on.
You didn't, you were holding and, I guess we were waiting.
Yeah, I think this was the emergency motion,
Okay.
so. So that's going to be reset to another status calendar, and that's going to be May 10th at 9 AM. 17, this case, R. Maya Givens, attorney Karen Shelley.
Yeah, that's our case, Judge. Unfortunately, we have Mr. Haddad's notes say that an email was sent, but the phone was disconnected.
Okay. Bench warrant will be issued again. No resets until he's arrested. And this will be for 1,500 surety bond, 500 on each count. All right, position 18, Susan Grant is reset to a final plea calendar on June 7th at 1:30 PM. Position 19, Hill is a plea to be taken this morning. Position 20, Effie Hinton, that is reset for a jury trial on July 9th at 9 AM. 21, Jesse Jackson, waived right to counsel, case reset to a bench trial, May 24th, 2024. Position 22 is Johnson, reset to May 10th, final plea at 1:30. 23, Grady Jones, reset to May 10th, 9 AM. Status of his diversion program and whether the case, defendant need not appear, but Mr. Epps would need to appear. Position 24, Leonard Jones is reset to May 10th for a final plea.
Oh, Judge, that's gonna be a plea today.
Oh, that's gonna be a plea today. Okay, plea.
Yes.
Sorry, okay. 25, 26, and 27, Margaret Kimball, Audie Labat, and Thaddeus Lindsay. Okay, with Margaret Kimball, she's not appeared.
They request a bench warrant.
All right, bench warrant, $1,000 surety bond. Audie Labat, I see that he pled with Judge Mather in a companion case. Do you know if this case has been resolved? He just make sure. It seems kind of odd if he doesn't resolve both cases. Oh, this was pled in 2021, and this incident was in 2020.
I believe that was the either co-defendant or that's a different name. The one that was that he went to that had the plea in May.
I see. I'm going to grant a bench warrant. This is his second FTA. The prior one was December 9th, 2021. Bond is going to be set at $1,000 surety bond. This is for Audi Labat. Second FTA, prior one was December 9th, 20. And he took a plea on March 8th. Okay, disappeared after that. Okay. 27, Thaddeus Lindsay was a no-show. Right? Bond is set at $1,000, is 500 on each count. Position 28, Amira Mann is reset to final plea May 10th. 29, Brandon Main, no-show.
That's our case, Judge, but we weren't able to get in contact with him.
No. That's going to be a $1,500 surety bond, 500 on each count. Position 30, Matthew McGinn was a plea. Position 13, Tristan McKay is null prost. Position 32, Keith Miller is reset for trial, July 9th at 9 a.m. 33, Leonardo Mota, no show.
They have a lawyer.
Yeah. Samad Mubin, no leave of absence filed. This is going to be a $1,000 surety bond, 500 on each count. 34, Carl Norman is reset to June 7th status calendar at 9 a.m. All right, this was a discussion with his underlying probation violation case, so we'll find out what's going on there. 35 and 36, Michael Petway is reset for July 9th. 2024. All right. Position 37, Jatrell Phoenix. Eric Johnson is defense counsel. Was
I thought you reset it for a jury trial.
position 37?
Yes, Your Honor. Yeah.
Did you have it for jury trial? Okay, 0038122Y. On August 14th, Mr. Johnson filed a motion to withdraw as counsel. There has been no objection to that, so I'm going to grant the motion to withdraw. And Mr. Phoenix, he did not appear. What would you like to do? Right. Bench warrant, this is going to be $1,000 surety bond. $38, Martina Rivera, again, Attorney Fernandez, and that's going to be reset to status on May 10th at 9 a.m. Same announcement for position 39, 40, 39, excuse me, is going to be reset for status May 10th at 9 a.m. 40, Notorious Rosser is reset to May 10th final plea calendar at 1:30. Position 41, Shell is reset to final plea calendar May 10th at 1:30. 42, Semirano is null prost. 43, Stevenson is arraigned and further notice for trial July 9th, 2024. Position 44, Trimble is null pros. 45, Ventries is reset May 10th, final plea at 1:30. Okay, position 46, 47, and 48. I have,
That's our case, Judge.
yeah, Aleunte Waters.
We weren't able to get a hold of her, Your Honor.
All right. On position 46 is a bench warrant, $500 surety. On position 47 is a bench warrant, 500 on each count. There's $1,000 surety. And position 48 is a bench warrant, 500 surety. 49, Williams Wilder, Joseph Kassab. He didn't appear, and Mr. Kassab didn't appear, which is very unusual. Ms. Waldrop?
Yeah, stay with the benchmark of the Wilder.
Judge, can I just say one thing on behalf of the bar? I have compiled a stack of notices that I save my envelope, my notice, etc. I get my notices sometimes 2 weeks after the trial, after the court dates. I just fortunately am lucky enough that I've got a bunch of guardian angels around that call for me and tell me that I have cases, etc. So I just want you to know that the struggle is real. I don't know what's going on with the post office. This Thanksgiving, my postman's getting a honey baked ham and a honey baked turkey. Just so I'm just saying, I don't know what's going on. The amazing thing is I get my Amex and my MasterCard and my Visa bill. Those come in like clockwork. It's the court dates, Judge, that are being held up. So I just make that plea on behalf of, attorneys that if I could just I try to get in touch with Christy Gladden. I was texting Eric Johnson. I'm gonna tell him the good news about the withdrawal, but the bad news about Mr. Phoenix's warrant. But anyway, I'm just making a plea, Judge, for the public, the general public, and in the event they get their notice, would the state be okay with setting aside the bench warrant if it's a lack of notice?
I would, and Judge, I will go ahead and just withdraw the request for a bench warrant on position number 33, because I am familiar with the terms of the agreement.
33, okay.
I'll withdraw that request for a bench warrant. And then I'm also familiar with the terms of SOC, so I'll withdraw the request for a bench warrant on 49 as well.
All right, so on Leonardo Mota, position 33, the case is reset to status May 10th at 9 a.m. And then position 49, this is reset to status May 10th at 9 a.m. All right, position 50, Spencer Williams is reset to June 21st at 1:30 p.m. for motions. Same announcement for Miss Wright, 51. Motions calendar, June 21st at 1:30 p.m. We still have Miss Christine Gladden's case, and that is, I can't remember what position number that was. Position 7. What would you like to do, Ms. Githia, on Roshonda Bracy? Position 7.
State requests a bench warrant, Your Honor. The offer was sent to Ms. Gladden.
All right. I'm going to grant, Ms. Rockwell, any updates from Ms. Gladden? Well, I'll issue a bench warrant, and this will be for $1,000 surety, 500 on each count, subject to set aside if Ms. Gladden appears.
Judge, yes, Judge, thank you so much. Because I was gonna ask on her behalf, because I know she's still practicing law, etc. Would you move that to May 10th, Judge?
Well,
Ms.
I
Rice, you can-
understand, but I can't,
Okay.
I can't single them out like in that
I
manner,
understand.
but we are very open to setting them aside. I haven't signed the bench warrant yet. It's still a process of having them drafted, signed, placed on the GCIC and so forth. So Ms.
Wonderful. Can
Gladden
I
has,
just tell her? She'll
Yeah.
get it back in touch. Can I tell her what prosecutor to get in touch with, please?
Ms. Sarita Githiea.
Okay, perfect. I will do that, Judge. Thank you.
All right, we
Sorry
ready to move
trespass.
forward?
I'm ready.
All right, Mr. Hill?
Give me 1 second.
So I'm sorry, Your Honor. Is the case being
Yes, yeah,
reset
no,
to?
a bench warrant is being issued for the defendant and his attorney will need to get in touch with the court to explain why he didn't show up in court.
Okay, thank you.
All right,
We can go back to Miss Gladden's case, Miss Bracy. Could
no,
Miss,
this is the alleged victim.
Okay, just 1 second.
Is that a male defendant? I thought you said.
No,
Rashonda
that's a
Bracy.
female. She's a
Okay.
female.
Okay.
Yes, I reached out to Miss Gladden. Miss Gladden actually responded because she said she didn't get the notice, but she did acknowledge that she got my notice.
Okay. All right. You're free to go, Miss, I'm sorry, I don't know
Stewart.
your last name.
Stewart.
All right,
Thank
you're
you.
free to go. Thank you. All right, Ms. Rockwell and Ms. Githiea, we are going to address Ricky Lewis Hill. That's position number 19 on our calendar. Mr. Hill's case number is 21 CR 887G, accused of battery causing substantial physical harm from October 2nd, 2020 in Fulton County, Georgia. Mr. Hill, you've been advised of your right to remain silent, and your attorney is Ms. Renee Rockwell, who you can see on the Zoom screen right there.
Yes,
Okay? As we are going to undertake a negotiated plea, may I place you under oath? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Miss
Yes, Your Honor, that's my case.
Githier, I'm like trying to figure out which one it was, sorry. Okay, what's the recommendation?
The battery substantial physical harm will be amended to disorderly conduct. And it's to 12 months to serve 3 days, credit for time served 3 days, 6 anger management classes as approved by probation, to pay a $300 fine, to have no contact with the victim, Jason Neal, and stay away from 252 Walker Street, Southwest, and the balance is suspended upon completion of the conditions. Does the defense stipulate to the facts of genuine ID?
So stipulated.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. And Ms. Rockwell, your client agrees to these terms?
Yes, he does, Judge, and it has been reduced. And I understand that the court has agreed to suspend it also upon completion.
All right. Has he completed the anger management classes?
He has not, Judge, but I
Okay.
will direct him if we could just get reporting instructions.
All right. Mr. Hill, have you consumed any medicine or alcohol recently?
No, ma'am.
And have you understood the proceedings so far?
Yes, ma'am.
Is anyone forcing you to plead guilty today in lieu of having a trial in your case?
No, ma'am.
And are you satisfied with your legal services?
Yes, ma'am.
If you decide to plead guilty to a reduced offense of disorderly conduct, you would have to give up your constitutional right to a trial in front of a judge or a jury. You will not have an opportunity to confront your accuser, challenge the evidence brought before you, have the opportunity to have the assistance of counsel to present your defenses, arguments, and mitigating factors if you choose to do so, and have the state carry its burden to prove the original charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. Are you prepared to give up these rights?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you plead to one count of disorderly conduct?
Guilty.
Your sentence is 12 months to serve 3 days, credit for time served 3 days. You'll report to probation, Fulton County Probation, next Thursday, April 11th, 2024, before 3 p.m. The office is located at 132 Mitchell Street in downtown Atlanta.
Yes, ma'am.
Once you're on probation, you will complete a 6 anger management classes. You must begin those classes within 60 days from today.
Yes,
All right. The sooner you're done with the classes, the sooner you're done with probation.
Yes, ma'am.
All right?
Yes, ma'am.
While you're on probation, you're also to pay a $300 fine. At all times, you're to have no contact with Jason Neal and stay away from 252 Walker Street in Southwest Atlanta.
Yes, ma'am.
No contact with Mr. Neal means staying 200 yards away from him and do not communicate with him in any way, form, or manner, including social media.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions about this sentence?
I don't have any questions about the sentence, but I am an artist. So this is actually an engineer. So there's no telling if I might be at a studio that he might happen to be at, but I know that the studio that the incident happened at, I don't go there anymore.
While you're on probation,
Yes, ma'am.
you are to have no contact with him.
Right.
So your probation ends once you complete the anger management classes, you pay your $300 fine, and you're up to date with all your probation fees and costs.
Yes, ma'am.
Once probation tells you you're done and signs off and says you never have to report again, then you may go back into the same studio with Mr. Neal, as long as there's no breach of peace. But the no contact remains in place as long as you're on probation.
Yes, ma'am. I understand that part. But what I'm saying is I'm a recording artist, so I be at a lot of studios. I don't go to that studio in particular.
If you walk into a studio, he happens to be there,
Walk back out.
you turn around and walk right out.
Yes, ma'am.
All right?
Yes,
And
It's
Judge-
it's the staying there that will cause problems.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Ms. Rockwell?
And Judge, and just for the record, the prosecutor understands, and so does the defendant, has taken the position that since 2021, he has not had any contact, hadn't run into him, hadn't, accidentally run into him at any, but everybody knows what a fluid industry this is with the artists and the engineers. He knows that if the engineer got there first, he needs to find another studio. But we will deal with this the greatest amount of dispatch, Judge. I just want to know real quick, what's the report time before what time?
Before 3 p.m. on Thursday, April 11th, 2024. I don't know anything about the music industry. I'm completely tone deaf. But I know in the legal industry, sometimes fortuitously, I run into your attorney, Renee Rockwell, but she still makes me stay. So, all right?
Yes,
But
ma'am.
you be careful and be safe. Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am. Thank you.
All right, Ms. Rockwell, do you have anything else, ma'am?
That's all, Judge. Thank you. Oh, is Mr. Ricky Hill still on?
Yep.
Yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to make sure and put on the record that the original attorney was Gabe Banks. I am standing in for Mr. Banks. And just to have him put on the record that he has permission to allow me to stand in, and he was happy with Mr. Banks's service and mine.
All right, so noted. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Judge.
Oh, by the way, with Mr. Hill, before you leave, yeah, he needs to fill out the probation questionnaire so that he will know where to go.
Judge, and I'm gonna just I'm gonna mute and I'll just listen in case there's any problems.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Miss Helen, are we ready to proceed with Mr. Jones?
Yes, Judge, I've sent the documentation to the court.
Okay.
Your Honor, I am noticing that the plea documents are saying 2023. If you could change that, please. And we'll get that changed also in our system.
Will do.
Thank you.
Mhm. All right, Mr. Jones and Miss Helen, if you'd like to take the podium, please. This is State versus Leonard Jones, 21 CR 001-983G. Mr. Jones was originally charged with hit and run, failure of the driver to return to the scene of the accident and driving following too closely from April 9th, 2021 in Fulton County, Georgia. These are the two incidences stemming from the traffic matter. Mr. Jones, you've been advised of your right to remain silent, and your attorney is Catrice Helen. This is going to be a negotiated plea hearing. May I place you under oath? Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge? You need to speak up.
Yes,
Yes,
into the mic.
I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down. This is a recorded proceeding, so we need it on the record. So that's why if you can speak louder, that would help.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. All right. Ms. Kithiaya, what is the recommendation for the state?
The hit and run would be amended to failure to report striking a fixed object. It would be 12 months to serve 3 days, credit for time served 3 days, balance probated to pay a $600 fine, and take a defensive driving course. The following too closely will have a $200 fine. Does the defense stipulate to the facts, venue, and ID?
We do so stipulate, Judge.
All right.
Further.
Mr. Jones, have you consumed any medicine or alcohol?
Oh, no, ma'am.
All right, and have you understood the proceedings?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
And is any, yes, ma'am?
I was going to say, Judge, before we go into the questions of the plea, I was going to ask if the state would be agreeable to terminate the probation once the conditions were completed. That's the only question that I had.
Any objection to balance suspended upon completion?
No objection.
All right,
Thank you, Judge.
all right.
Nothing further from me.
I forgot my last question. Are you satisfied with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
And is anyone forcing you to take this plea today?
No, ma'am.
If you decide to plead guilty to the charges of a failure to report striking a fixed object and following too closely, you would have to give up your constitutional right to challenge these charges in a court of law in front of a judge or a jury. You will not have the opportunity for a trial, to have the assistance of counsel, to confront your accuser, to present any evidence, defenses, and mitigating factors, and also have the state try to prove the original charges in a court of law to the standard of beyond a reasonable doubt. Are you prepared to give up these rights?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you plead to one count of failure to report striking a fixed object and following too closely?
Guilty.
Your sentence for the first count one is 12 months to serve 3 days, credit for time served 3 days, balance probated. You will report to probation next Thursday, April 11th, 2024, before 3 p.m. The probation office is located at 132 Mitchell Street in downtown Atlanta. You'll be filling out a probation questionnaire, and that will have the address and so forth. All right. While on probation, you will pay a $600 fine. You will pay a minimum of $50 per month, every month that you report.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If you pay more, that's even better, because the sooner you're done with probation, then your probation will terminate, and that will save you on probation fees.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The other thing you have to complete is a defensive driving class, and you must complete that class within 60 days from today.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Following too closely is a $200 fine, and you are to pay that off while you're on probation. The sooner you're done with all these conditions, paying the fine, defensive driving, the sooner you're done with probation.
Okay.
All right. Every month that you report, there are probation fees, so keep that in mind.
Not 6.
Anything else?
Nothing from the defense, Judge.
All right. Balance suspended upon completion of all conditions.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Jones will have to complete the probation questionnaire, and then he's free to go.
I just turned it.
All right. All right, folks, I think that completes our calendar. We'll be in recess until 1:30 p.m. No, I'm leaving. I'm going to grab that.